Okay, this video is here to explain what happens when you have the planet Mercury in the ascendant, which is the first house in your birth chart. What is the ascendant? The ascendant represents your personality. Planets placed in the ascendant will have a great impact on your life overall, and it can affect your body, your appearance, how you appear to people. The planet Mars originally rules the first house, and Aries rules the first house originally. And that's essentially it. The first house also rules the head. So what is Mercury? Mercury is a planet of communication, quick communication though, because Mercury rules the nervous system, and it rules the hands, and messages travel quickly throughout the nervous system. So Mercury is a fast thinking, calculating planet, and it's never too far away from the sun. It's no more than one sign away from the sun, and it probably stays in a sign for like a month unless it's retrograde. So after the moon, the Mercury is like the fastest moving planet that we have. Mercury can also represent siblings, but that's essentially what Mercury is. Mercury is our logical, practical, calculative intelligence. The moon is the mind. Jupiter is like divine wisdom and guidance and a teacher. And Mercury is more so of a curious learner. It's an intellectual. It's not necessarily a teacher. It just wants to absorb and learn and communicate and share its knowledge with people. Just like a nervous system. It just communicates and sends messages. That's all Mercury wants to do. It wants to gather information and send it out to people and communicate it. So what happens when Mercury goes into the ascendant? Well, first of all, the person will have a very youthful, young-looking appearance, because Mercury is associated with youthfulness. So if someone is like a Gemini or Virgo ascendant, because Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini, then they would likely have a youthful appearance. But if someone has Mercury in their ascendant, they would also very likely have a very youthful, young appearance. Someone with Mercury in the ascendant could just have a fast thinking, calculative mind. Mercury in the ascendant is a very strong position, because the ascendant is the head, and you have now intelligence. You have Mercury, who represents our intelligence, sitting in the head. So therefore we see someone who is good at quickly thinking and coming up with answers to problems and solutions. They're able to quickly absorb and gather information and stuff with Mercury sitting in the ascendant in their birth chart. Someone with Mercury in the ascendant in their birth chart, they will also just have a huge desire to want to communicate and share their knowledge or whatever with other people, because across from the first house is the seventh house. Mercury aspecting the seventh house, which represents marriage and intimate one-on-one relationships and just the public in general. So someone with Mercury in the ascendant, they could really desire to just find somebody to talk their head off and just drop knowledge and wisdom that they've gathered and learned on many different things and stuff. But there really isn't too much more for me to stress out when it comes to Mercury in the ascendant. Mercury naturally rules the third house of written communication and the sixth house of everyday struggles and problems in our health and diseases. So with Mercury sitting in the ascendant, someone could possibly be using their intelligence to properly take care of their body. Someone could be using their intelligence naturally throughout their everyday life to help resolve the issues of maybe other people or of their own problems and stuff. It's just very logical, practical, calculative, quick thinking intelligence, and they want to share their knowledge and communicate their knowledge with other people. On the lower end, these people might just be very gossipy. If people could just maybe gossip a lot, they can communicate low-level type of information and knowledge amongst other people. But that's essentially it for what happens when Mercury is sitting in the ascendant in your birth chart. And I hope this gave you good clarity and insight on what to expect if you have Mercury in the ascendant in your birth chart. Thank you for watching.